going to say this. For what it's worth, little baby Ghost Thomas has not told a lie yet, and I don't think he intends to start now. Here, my name is Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know that I am here to put you on. We are back to talk from season 3, episode 4. We know that as episode 3 ended, we was back in the from. We saw the tree down, but we're in an ambulance and we're acting a fool, right? Victor Brother's daddy is there. He's incapacitated because Tabby, in all of her wisdom, decided to spaz as they were driving down the road, and Victor's daddy brother said, I'm not having it. We're going to ease on down this road. You told me my son was alive. We're going to get to the bottom of it, right? And so as episode 4 opens up, Ethan answers the phone because the phone is still ringing. This imaginary phone line that's not connected to any service, that's not connected to electricity or a power line or a phone line, continues to ring. And who is it but Thomas? Ethan, this is your brother Thomas. Mom will be in an ambulance. Don't be afraid. Okay. And again, still not one lie told. Jim rushes in late as usual and tells him, listen, this isn't it. And Thomas says, they're not your kids anymore, Jim. Keep them inside. All right. Jim destroys the phone as if that's going to stop the calls. Again, no phone line. Jim just wants to rage. You know what I mean? At this point, that's just what he is. That's what he does. It's all he can do. And now we're back at the Colony House, and the Black Lady bus driver is giving Tilly the business because, girl, what made you think doing the turret here was going to be a good idea? You've unleashed the birds. You've opened a portal of some kind. And now what are we going to do? Big Sleepy, he's off his rocker, and he's got to be delusional because has he really slept a full night since he's been in Fromville? Fatima and Dr. Crackhead are having a little assessment, and the birds are birding. Fatima's probably more scared than ever now, but it is what it is. Victor is telling Sarah that he's forgetting everything because we know last time that he came to see about Sarah because I need to talk to you because you're the scariest person in town. All right. I'm forgetting things and I need to remember there are things that are changing. Let's go to the basement. The basement is for secrets. Now, y'all know we just left the real world with Victor's brother daddy, and all the secrets were in their basement as well. But what other secrets lie in the basement? I think that Victor's daddy is nefarious. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if he was a good dad. I'm going to just sit it right there. I hope it wasn't abuse. I hope he wasn't on the liquor. I think he might have been. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. His daddy may be like him. Just going to sit it right there. If you get what I'm saying. I posited a theory in the live last week on Tuesday. We do from every Tuesday if you don't know. And I said, could Victor be Ethan? Could Ethan be Victor? Could Jim be Victor's daddy? Could Victor daddy be Jim? I'm just saying. I'm just going to set it right there. Right? Meanwhile, the ambulance is not paying attention to Tab because Tab is spazzing like a maniac. Boyd and Brotherhood of the Night Watch are on the bus, and Boyd wants to know, why are you here? I told you that we could trade for the night. And he said, I just want to help. Since when do you want to help? And Brotherhood says, you haven't seen the things that I've seen, Boyd. And Boyd says, what you mean I haven't seen the things that you've seen? Boyd, you were not strapped in like they were. You didn't get the white eyes like they did. I'm just saying, I think Brotherhood, Sarah, who is it, Julie, all them people that was down there locked in the caves done seen something. I really do think that there's sleeper cells waiting to be activated. I think the From is waiting on the right time to activate them because they have seen things. They are more scared than they've ever been before. I'm just saying. Now we have Julie, Mariel, wherever we were. Death isn't the worst thing in Fromville. What's worser? Again, something so bad they were a witness to that they can't remember. They're saying it's far worse than death. Kenny and Christy, I guess they have nothing left to fight for. Mullet, Jade, and he's doing all of the drinking because, listen, at this point, he's got to. Jade's just trying to make it through the day. And again, I still say keep your eye on Jade. I think he's going to be integral to the From and discovering what's really going on. The night that everyone passed, he was in the root cellar. His sister didn't listen, but he did. This is back to Victor telling his story. He stayed until the morning. When he came out, all the bodies were everywhere and he couldn't bury them. That's when he met the boy in white, right? And it was his only friend because all those years he was alone. So again, we're getting a little bit of the lore and a little bit of Victor's history. And apparently something happened that was so traumatic during that time that Victor has blocked off part of his memory. And now he's saying, I need to call all of these memories back in order to understand what's happening present day, right? And so the boy in white was his only lifeline. He said he couldn't bury them in white. They couldn't bury them all. So the boy in white told him to gather the things that were precious to them and bury those instead. He said they have patterns, routines, all of which should be happening right now, but they're not. And this is the same thing that Brotherhood is telling Boyd on the bus, right? He's saying, I stay up every night and watch these things. The lady does this, the other guy does this, other guy does this. They have not been doing it. So something else is changing, something is happening. There's definitely an intelligence and a foreknowledge that the creatures have. I don't think it's just that they can hear and decipher what's going on in the day and that the town feeds and disseminates that information to whoever this intelligent designer is. There is a knowing that happens in the From, again, which begs the question, is this a real place? Is this in people's mind? Is this a simulation? You guys drop it in the comments. I love all of the theories. Again, why are we in here and why do you need me? I don't want to do this alone and I have to remember scary stuff and you're the scariest person here, Sarah. Sarah, you're the scariest person. It won't scare you. And back to the ambulance. The ambulance is, Tab is telling them to stop here. Jim and them, they see them passing. They see, there goes the ambulance that Thomas told me about. Because again, Thomas is not telling any lies. And now Tabitha decides to drop all the F-bombs in history. We're all going to this is going to effing happen. And they're not listening to her. Finally, they handcuff her. The lady cop handcuffs her and is like, I'm sick of you. So they get out there and they see that there's a body laying in the road. And she's like, don't do it. That person is not what you think it is. That's not a person. They don't listen. They do not listen. And you know what happens. The things get the guys. The lady cop runs off, blicky happy, firing into the air, all reckless. I said, is this what you learned in the academy, ma'am? Is this what you learned? She's shooting off, letting them off every chance she gets until she's just shooting so willy-nilly, running towards the colony house that she ends up popping somebody in the colony house. I'm just saying, good job, copper, who doesn't want to listen. Meanwhile, Jim, I'm going out there. That's my wife. I got to get her. That's my wife. I love her. Okay, boy, whatever you say. Kids, stay here. Boyd has to make Ethan promise me, Ethan, you won't stay. If you want everything to be okay, you're not going to stay. Okay. And so they're trying to get out of the cuffs, but Boyd, of course, doesn't have his key. So they're running back and forth. Brotherhood decides to step in. He's going to help. But you guys know he's already been having hallucinations of the locusts, the wasps, whatever. And so, baby, they get him. The things got the keys and said, here, boy, do you want the keys? You can save them, but you got to give us Brotherhood. Boyd bargained with them people. He took them keys. And when I tell you he drove to the colony house, he did, and left him out there and didn't think about going back. But of course, Tab is fine. Jim is fine because they're always going to be the ones to make it. But Brotherhood is toe up from the flow up. He's jacked up, y'all. I never liked Brotherhood anyway, but boy, that was cold-blooded for you not to even make an attempt to go back to try to get him. You couldn't have bowled those suckers down with the ambulance. You couldn't have done that. So we get in the house and of course, old girl is all shot up. They're trying to save her. The lady cop is back there panicking. Girl, what you gonna do? So y'all, the end is terrible. It's utterly and completely terrible. Meanwhile, Victor is not there. We know that he's not there. Sir Sleep-A-Lot is still seeing the lady in the lake. Again, Ethan and Julie are left alone because that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave them alone every chance we get. And so Ethan has this conversation with Julie that I thought was really interesting. He says, Julie, are you okay? Ever since your eyes got white, you're different. And she says, you know what? I'm really scared. I saw stuff that I don't understand and don't even know what or remember what I saw. Ethan said, if they don't come back, we got to take care of each other. We all we got. And baby, listen. And that goes to the song that we heard a couple of episodes ago where they talk about hold on to hope, and when they can't hold on to hope anymore, they hold on to each other. That's what clicked in my mind when they had this conversation. Meanwhile, Jade is still day drinking. He admits he's been hallucinating since the beginning, and again, we know what it is. Kenny says, you know what, Jade, my mama liked you. And I mean, that was sweet, and that was a moment. We saw how Jade helped put Chin back together again, because it was a disaster. Now we're back to Victor, and this is something that I didn't really expect, because I was like, Victor, what are these secrets that you're trying to unearth? And we find out that damn Christopher got scary, and I said, we got a new Goosebumps puppet, Jasper. It's interesting. I'll just say that. Boy is not mad at himself. He left him, or he is mad at himself because he left Brotherhood, never went back. He said, can't save everyone. I can't save everyone. We know that Jim and Tab said she didn't find what she needed to, because that's not surprising. Old girl is definitely a goner who got shot. Donna is going to break down. We already know this. Jasper belonged to Christopher, and he'd make us all laugh. He seems like a predator is what it came off to me. Christopher started opening more and more time alone. He and that damn Jasper started to talk back. And Victor heard Jasper talk back and saw him. So I'm curious if we're going to get some Goosebumps action, if we are going to get a reappearance of Jasper. Has Jasper been buried anywhere? Did Jasper get up and run out somewhere? Now to Fatima. There's vampires in the From now, you guys. Fatima is an Anne Rice character. Just add her to the collection with Louis and Lestat. Eating blood from the dead is vile work. I don't even think vampires are allowed to eat from the dead. Meanwhile, Randall's not dead. He's jacked up, but he's not dead, y'all. What does this mean for the From? Is he going to be like Night of the Living Dead? Is he going to be a zombie that slowly turns? Since we know that these things were at some point human at one point. I don't know. You guys drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of episode 4. Let me know your predictions. It was interesting to me, you guys. I'm here for it. I'm here for the suspense, but I want to know the answers. At least part of the answers. That's what I want. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, Tuesdays are for From. Every Tuesday night we get together and have a panel discussion talking all things From, and we would love to see you there. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Thank you.